On a beautiful Sunday evening, 5th day of July. Welcome into Beyond Ringside Live. Multiple location station in play from the undisclosed location. 30 minutes south of Parts Unmentionable. I am the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Lane, welcoming in tag team partner, singles champion, tag team champion, anybody's first round Hall of Famer if they have a clue, the Machine Guff Grayson. What's up, Guff?
Man, ain't nothing to it, Eddie. How are you today? We got some news, hot news coming out of the professional wrestling world and some other topics that we're going to step on. But I'm doing good. You're right. It is a beautiful day today.
Step on, walk all over, take your pick. We're going to do it, damn it.
That's right. That's right.
First off, thank you to everybody listening in through BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, Radio.co, Radio.net, TuneIn and the TuneIn mobile app, all the different methodologies. There's more out there. I just keep forgetting to mention them. I do have a list over on BeyondRingside.com. And yes, if you see the graphic, the QR code will, specific QR codes will take you directly to the live radio stream through Radio.co. It been chaos. We are coming out of one of the biggest wrestling weekends not labeled Mania or Wrestle Kingdom. Legitimately. I mean, with everything from Forbidden Door to the Great American Bash and everything else that's been going on with TNA, of course, different night. No, sorry. A live event over the weekend. Sorry, shoot me now. AAA and their event and MLW, their weekly broadcast. All the different shows that have been kicked into overdrive for this past weekend, it almost feels like a hangover.
A hangover?
Yes, because you've had so much out there. It's like doing that 8th shot of 1800 silver on an empty stomach with no sleep.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I know. Of course, I did go by my favorite... screw it. I did go by Chick-fil-A yesterday on the way into work, so I knew that those Crown Sprites would have an opportunity to be absorbed by something.
That's the fail-safe right there, man. Go get a chicken biscuit when you got a hangover, and you'll be all right. It'll take a little bit longer, but it'll make it all right.
Oh, when the hangover kicks in, I'm going to Waffle House.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a greasy spoon, man. That's like sitting on my stomach waiting to be blown out.
Well, see, therein lies the funny part, because it depends on exactly what kind of headache I have as to what I'm doing when I get to Waffle. If I'm doing the chicken and egg plate, which that skinless, boneless chicken breast, the way they prepare it, and they're asking me now if I want it cut up. It's like, no, give me the damn thing complete. Because I know that it'll hold moisture and be tender. Whereas if you do it in chunks, it's like I'll be really tempted to mix it with the eggs and the hash browns and make garbage special 12.
Whew.
And then I'll have to get sausage while I'm at it. No, either that or, okay, here's one for you. And folks, if you haven't been to a Waffle House near you in the lower 48, I know 27 states here in the continental U.S. actually do have a Waffle House. They actually have a cheesesteak hash brown bowl. Peppers, onions, all of the above, and it's not bad. And they do have Tabasco brand hot sauce. And no, I'm not getting paid by Waffle House. But I will.
Sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it.
Dude, I have to say this. With the World Cup in full swing, all of the great people that are fans and backers of some of these international teams that have been coming to the U.S. and that have been stumbling across some of the... I wouldn't call Waffle House a secret unless you're just not from here. And then it's like, what's a Waffle House? And guess what? You find out, it's like, holy crap, you have this here? Yes, we do. I've got 12 within an hour and a half in any direction.
Yeah.
Total of 12, that is. But
man, I can't tell you the last time I've been to a Waffle House, man. Every time I've gone, it paid dividends on my stomach and cleaning out my colon. How about that?
Well, for some reason, I've never really had that issue. Not even because for me, I'll normally go with, depending on if I'm bored or what, I'll go with the double order hash browns. I will go ahead and get basically scattered covered, chunked, diced, capped. I think that's it. Mushrooms, ham chunks, peppered jalapenos, cheese, and scattered light to where it's got a little bit of a crunch to it, but it's not going to run the risk of being a speed bump on Interstate 65 in the afternoon.
Oof. All right. Scattered, covered, smothered, chunked, diced,
not
sliced,
smothered. I normally don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't do the onions unless it's in the cheesesteak hash brown bowl. I don't know what it is. When I do the regular hash browns with the onions, they just don't seem to be prepared properly. It may be a rush. I don't know, because I know onions take a moment to soften up and caramelize. So, yes, I spend time in my own kitchen too, and I've worked on this crap. Hey, look.
That's a nice apron you got on.
I'm wearing an apron. Ha ha.
Well,
But no, it's like one of my favorite things to do just for the pure hell of it. If I'm doing a steak or something like that, or doing a roast, I will throw the onions in with the roast, but by the same token, I'll get like a giant yellow onion, a little bit of Amish butter or fresh as possible butter, with a little bit of salt, touch of garlic, wrap it up in tinfoil, throw it in the oven at 350 for a few minutes, and let that sucker cook down. It's like, hello, I'll eat it. It's good. This has been one of, folks, listen closely. And at Beyond Ringside on Twix, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. I will ask the question. I don't think I've ever asked this one of Guff before. And if I have, I apologize for the repeat. For you personally, what food was love at first bite?
Steak. A good steak. I'm talking about from the time my dad cooked one on the grill and put it on the plate, and I took a bite of it. I mean, you could have that. Whoa! I love a steak, man.
Oh, you and me both. Give me a good old-fashioned ribeye. I'm happy.
Ooh, bone-in ribeye, Delmonico,
cowboy cut. Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. I'm dangerous with that.
I'm throwing that one out for everybody listening. And for the record, let me go and throw this one out for our international listeners. Love to find out especially what you would consider your love at first bite food item. Because I've looked and we've got listeners coming in from Spain, Denmark, Germany. Thank you all for listening. Canada, Mexico, all the way. Australia's tuned in every once in a while. So for everybody who's jumped on board, thank you. Greatly appreciated.
I even saw you had a couple from Mother Russia.
That has happened before too. Had a couple from China and Japan. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I'm once again very appreciative and very thankful on behalf of all of us with the Beyond Ringside project, for all of you tuning in, whatever part of the world you're in, it is appreciated. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day.
That's right. That's right.
Shall we dive right into the fire? And we'll bring the World Cup thing back up in just a few minutes. I'll go and throw that one, keep that one on the back burner right next to the ribeye that's skillet topped.
Go ahead.
There are reports going around, and the hottest story going right now is the fact that Sheamus looks like he may be walking away from WWE at the expiration of his current contract. Lo and behold, the story has gotten out, and I don't know because I don't have a pure source for it, but I've seen it flying around through numerous locations, and unless the internet's just going to be had all over again, it has been stated Sheamus hasn't been released, but they have asked him to restructure for a new contract. And he said, no. And I can completely get that.
Now, his contract was coming up anyway.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do an extension, but the extension was nowhere near with the money he was making based off of, well, he's been injured a lot in performance, being able to get in the ring. I can understand the position of the company, but you don't treat stars like that, man. He's a draw.
And has been an ambassador of goodwill for the company, just like numerous others have. And this whole scenario, once again, is coming back. And let me go ahead and let you lay out your thoughts and ideas on this whole scenario before I go off into it, because I got on my side waiting to go.
All right. Basically, here it is. They're doing the same thing to Sheamus as they did to everybody else they let go right after WrestleMania, when they chopped the roster down to nothing. They're scaling back and scaling back So the stocks or the CEOs or whoever, the board of directors, are going to be making more money, more money, more money. Now, everybody wants to wrestle for WWE. And they're using that to their advantage, saying, okay, you can wrestle for us, but it'll be for the money that we say. And it's probably less guaranteed, more on the how many T-shirts you sell and stuff like that. That's terrible. That's a bad way to do business, because you're not going to keep top-notch talent, draws, when you have to do things like that. And based off of the past, you can predict the future. They'll screw this up just like they did everything else, just like they did New Day, et cetera, fill in all the blanks, and find out that they're cutting it down too much. They're cutting too much meat off the bone, and there ain't enough to feed anybody.
Well, they feel that as long as they have NXT bringing up fresh talent, no matter how many botches you're going to get out of any one particular talent, they're still going to be able to save a dime here and there. And you made the reference to the front office. And of course, for those who thought for a second that I would not open fire with perspective on Mark Shapiro and Ari Emanuel, you thought wrong. Because I'm sorry, it's... You know, when I did homework on Shapiro, and I love the way publicists spin things. I know, because I've done that work before. And the job of a good publicist is to take a dark situation that would look like a negative and spin that sumbitch around and make it look like I'm a definite positive in the realm. There's only so much spinning you can do, because I'm going to, if you did not know, now you will know that this Mark Shapiro, who is with TKO Endeavor, is also the same Mark Shapiro who was a part of the front office of Six Flags when Dan Snyder was owning everything. Can you say, oh crap? Yes, you can, because it's very simple. And the part that really gets me, and this is something I've never brought up before, when Shapiro was trying to lead the charge to turn Six Flags around, part of his idea and strategy was to make it more family inclusive. Wrestling fans are now looking at their speakers, listening to what I'm saying, going, and this is the guy who said Vince McMahon made a mistake by targeting families on WWE pricing scales? Yeah, buddy. This is the same Mark Shapiro who said, well, we don't need to try to build as many new rides. We need to start branding IP and start putting everything in play to get families more interested in coming. Okay, there is a happy medium in every realm. But in my humble opinion, Mark Shapiro is a money-grubbing, blood-sucking leech who should not be anywhere around a company that has any potential whatsoever to make money. Now, was everything at Six Flags the fault of Snyder and Shapiro? No. Was a lot of it? Yup. Because there was a constant butting of the heads. Because remember, the company that Shapiro was fronting pulled the hostile takeover of Six Flags. Kind of like a full-scale wedging in of TKO with the Endeavor situation. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and with all due respect, if the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia standing side by side with Vince McMahon says, we want to buy the WWE, sell it. Get Emanuel and Shapiro the hell out of there. For those of you who missed Vince McMahon, look, I'm not the biggest Vince McMahon fan, especially not with all the stuff that's been going around about the Chanel case or the stockholders case. About there are no angels in business. You pray that there will be, and you may find a white knight every once in a while, so to speak. But by the same token, there are no angels in corporate America. Never, never, never will be. You have those that try to do good every once in a while, but guess what? At the end of the day, now here's my words that I'm throwing back into the fire. At the end of the day, you wake up in the morning and you're going to ask yourself, how can I make money today? I know of no individual in creation that wakes up going, I wonder how broke I can be today. Nope. I don't think that's a thing. What I do think is people wake up in the morning going, How can I do better? How can I make more money? How can I increase my P&L? How can I make sure I'm writing in black ink, not red ink in my ledger? But the thing about it is, the way you do business isn't always seen at first. And Shapiro's been playing hand after hand after hand to make himself look like the villain. I almost said phallic symbol, and I will go ahead and say that too. But by the same, let's put everything in play. When it comes to Sheamus, a person who has been very prolific with WWE programming for years, I understand if you want to transition out of, and they may have been trying to transition from a talent contract to a Legends contract. If that's the case, that's an entirely different ball of wax. But if you're trying to if you're trying to just take it from contract to the extension and say, well, look, we'd love to still have you with the company, but we're not going to pay you what we've been paying you. It's a 50-50 split as to whether or not you're doing it for the right reason or the wrong reason. But in business, you always find a way to take care of those that have taken care of you. Now, Guff, loaded question. At the end of this contract, do you see, in your personal opinion, would you rather see Sheamus go somewhere like TNA, MLW, AEW, some of the other mid-major promotions around the United States? Maple Leaf Pro, I think, would be a great landing spot for him, or possibly head back over to the UK.
Man, honestly, he's such a staple in the WWE lexicon. I'd love to see him work this out and stay in WWE, but my faith in that is shaken at best, that they would know what to do with him or how to use him or how to best utilize him. My 1A would be AEW. I think he would do quite well there, because all indications is that Sheamus is a team player, doesn't mind doing whatever he needs to do to get over, to get somebody else over, to put things in a good track. So that's the thing on that. So either AEW or stay with WWE, and I don't think one of them's going to work out.
If WWE has gotten it to this point, I don't see where it's going to be a viable option unless they just sit back and say, you know something, we were wrong. But individuals such as Shapiro and Emmanuel don't always have those words in their vocabulary. So if the contract does come to an end and Sheamus decides to pick up and go somewhere else, I don't blame him in the least.
No, I don't either.
I mean, I miss him being on WWE programming. I don't know if it's just storylines. I don't know if it's legit injury all over again. If he's working to get himself in, because I know that he's been doing a lot of stuff on social media with the company and different stars in the workout factor. But right now, as it stands, in the top tier, and I'll say it like this, no matter what happens from here, I wish him the absolute best. I hope he lands in a good place and can continue to do what he loves to do. That's the easy and the best way to say it. And that's not being politically correct. That's not being anything other than myself and being genuine from the get-go. Because right now, I had yet another, eye roll moment with WWE SmackDown this week. Now, for those who managed to catch the leaked release, you saw it before I did. I didn't see the leaked release this week. It was actually better guarded. I got no problem with that. I've got YouTube TV. I'll still see it when it comes out. I'll have it on DVR. But every once in a while when somebody says, hey, have you seen this yet? I'll watch. I don't care. Rules? Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. Lo and behold, Sami Zayn comes out, your brand new WWE champion, or undisputed champion, over on the SmackDown Blue brand. And before I go into it, I'm going to go ahead and say, coming out of Night of Champions, you had Sami pick up the championship at the end of the triple threat against Cody and Gunther. Guff, your thoughts on that one, dude?
It really shocked me. I didn't see this coming. And I don't, now I wonder what direction they're going to take everybody. So, I know they wanted to ever since they had the pay-per-view over in Saudi Arabia, wherever it was, and he went under. But I'm not sure the direction. I don't know if he can carry it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's my opinion on that.
I think that he can on a limited basis. And I brought this up on Wednesday. Words that have been bandied about over the last few days include the term transitional champion. I said it then, I'll say it now. For those who are very familiar with the iconic persona of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, son of a plumber from Austin, Texas, 3-time National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion, and was known as, in principle, a transitional champion. He never held the title that particularly long, but he did hold it, and held it 3 times. Go back over history and look at the title reigns of John Cena. Go back and look at the title reigns of even Ric Flair. The object of the game as the champion is to help build and add to the legacy of a championship. I say that to sit back and say, don't even get me started about Monday night. But I will put this in play. I'm happy for Sammy. I'm glad. I mean, look, you can call it a Lifetime Achievement Award. That's great and wonderful. I'll go with it. But where we ended up on SmackDown, when he came out, I'm enjoying the moment. And then when he flipped on the fans and said, how many of you booed me over the last little while? And da-da-da-da-da, it's like, there you go. Play with it. Have fun with it. Look, I will say this. As it pertains to Fast Eddie Lane, I am heel by birthright. Babyface by bad casting. Or central casting.
I don't know about all that now.
Oh, trust me. I'm much happier being a heel. It's more creative, too. Babyfaces have to be vanilla. Heels don't.
Who knows that better than me?
There you go. Both of us. I mean, my God. As a babyface, you can only say a certain amount of things a certain number of ways. When you are a heel, you can open up the vernacular and open up the interpretation factor. And if you can leave people going, wait, did he really just say that? That's the name of the game. You don't always have to call the babyface an egg-sucking dog or something like that. You can turn around and cerebrally dress them down to the where even the fans are going, holy crap.
I'm not sure what he just said, but I know it wasn't nice.
There you go. He's not a nice person. No, I'm not. Not by nature. I'm not. Heel by birthright, babyface by bad casting. Trust me, getting into this industry, when I was training and then made the move into being a heel manager, that was the absolute, when I knew that I had the capacity to almost start a riot and not even have to, without taking away from the match. Do it before, do it after, do it during the promo spots. But coming back to SmackDown, lo and behold, okay, fine, here comes Cody, here comes Jay, and I'm sitting back going, God, are we going to rehash this crap? And the segment lasted forever, and I'm not being California Valley Boy inflection on that. Legitimately, the segment went too long. And Jay it's funny because lo and behold, the announce team, and he's not going to try to run it back. No, because Jay's having to try to be heel and save Sammy in a babyface capacity. Because Sammy got a little bit of the crowd to turn on him, and that was not exactly what they needed right then. But a tweener never hurt. But when Jay pops off and makes the comment, I got to bring the title back to the family. Wow. And then Cody interjects, and here comes Adam Pearce. So I guess tonight or in SmackDown, we're going to get, I say I guess, we've already seen the show, kids, that you're going to have a number 1 contenders match between Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. The second that Pearce said that, I sat back and went, Cody's going over. Because they just can't get out of their own way. if you're going to put it on him just to take it back off him, and look, I've seen all this. I've read the comments. I've seen all the stuff on all the different platforms. Well, they only did that because they're in Saudi Arabia and they wanted to actually do something to appease people over there because no titles ever really change hands over there. Granted, got it. Understand that. And I won't disagree with that. But the rematch for Cody and Sammy is supposed to be Monday on Raw. This is a SmackDown championship. Why is it moving to Monday Night Raw? Are we going to have Reigns or somebody with the bloodline? There's that word again, interfere. I'm really at a point where the what are we doing has been superseded by why am I still watching this? And then I get to the 6-person or the 6-woman tag a little bit later on in the night with Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and Charlotte on one side. Before I'm going to that, let me stop for a second because, Guff, like what I laid out there, let me allow you to digest and come back and play on that for a second.
All right.
About the stuff with Sammy, Cody, and Jay. Your thoughts. Your thoughts, my friend.
No, I mean, it's the same. I mean, I told you, I don't know if he can carry it. And I think he's going to be just a transition. We knew it. We could see it a mile away. Poor writing skills is all I can think of. So that's about it on that. What else can you say about it?
I have no idea.
I'll say.
Tell you what, folks, going to take a quick one. Guff and I will be returning in just a moment. You are listening to Beyond Ringside Live.